Hold up, don't let that breakfast break you fast, because it definitely can if you're doing it wrong. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can anyone be doing breakfast wrong? Well, join us for another intriguing episode of Food Facts Unveiled as we uncover the truth on 10 breakfast items that may actually be killing your kids and why. Don't miss out on the juicy details. Hit that subscribe button. Stick around and you may even figure out how to change your breakfast pickings for the better. Trust us, your kids will be thanking you by the end of this video. Number 1. Juice boxes. Let's face it, early mornings and children don't really mix well. In fact, I don't think it mixes well with anyone. But that's why breakfast exists, to energize your kids throughout a busy day. The energy to learn at school and the energy to play with their friends. But the mistake that most loving parents make is that they mistake a sugar rush for actual energy. And a sugar rush is exactly what a juice box does to you. Most juice boxes available today are filled with just a fraction of fresh fruit juice, but thrice the amount of sugar. You may as well be giving them Coca-Cola every morning. In the short term, this sugar rush can lead to an exhausting sugar crash. In the long term, children may develop an addiction to sugar, which is a slippery slope to diabetes and other adverse health effects. Number 2. Sugary cereals. Continuing on this sugary crusade, we have one of the most common breakfast items to ever grace our dinner tables: sugary cereals. Kids love it, adults love it, everyone loves it. But no matter how delicious and crisp these cereals can be, many of these breakfast cereals, especially those marketed towards children, contain high amounts of added sugars. Added sugars offer no nutritional benefit to you, and eating these empty calories in excess can lead to weight gain and, over time, even contribute to chronic health conditions like diabetes and heart disease. And that's not all. Breakfast cereals also often contain artificial flavors, colors, and preservatives. Some of these additives have been associated with adverse health effects, such as allergic reactions, hyperactivity in children, and other potential long-term health risks. Of course, cereals can be okay once in a while, but cereal shouldn't be your daily breakfast of choice. Number 3. Buttered toast. Coming in at number 3, we have what might possibly be the easiest breakfast meal to prepare for your kids: buttered toast. Now, don't let the convenience fool you. Buttered toast is in no way a healthy breakfast staple for your kids. In fact, every part of buttered toast puts your child at risk. The butter spread on toast, if eaten often, increases your child's risk of high blood pressure in the future. The bread, assuming you're using white bread, contains highly processed flour that contributes to obesity in children. Lastly, the toasting itself activates a compound in starchy foods called acrylamide, which is a compound that is highly suspected to cause cancer in humans, and proven to cause cancer during animal testing. Number 4. Fruit-flavored yogurt. Probably one of the most inconspicuous health hazards on this list, yogurt is often hailed as the best way to fulfill your probiotic needs if, and only if, you choose the right one. Plain or Greek yogurt is a healthy, probiotic-filled breakfast for your kids. But the sour taste of most plain yogurts are hard to sell to your children. So how exactly do you get them to eat yogurt? Most brands have made yogurt more appealing to children's taste buds by adding more sugar in the form of artificial sugar additives, fruit preserves, or oftentimes a mix of both. The amount of sugar added to yogurts transforms yogurts from a healthy breakfast choice to what is basically just dessert. Feeding your children overly sweetened yogurt increases the risk of health complications such as obesity, diabetes, and high blood pressure down the line, which shortens their lifespan drastically. Number 5. Breakfast bars. Don't be fooled by the label. These breakfast bars are definitely not built for breakfast. Breakfast bars are often marketed as a healthy, on-the-go substitute for a hearty breakfast that you can fit into your pocket or children's lunchboxes. But that isn't the case. Not only are the nutrients in a bar not enough to constitute a full-filling meal, but they can also be quite unhealthy. Not all breakfast bars are built the same, though. Some of them do deliver on their promise of providing a protein and fiber-rich healthy snack for your kids. But then there are the ones that are just candy bars disguised as breakfast bars. These breakfast bars are so dense with unhealthy processed sugars and carbs that they can often unintentionally lead to your child gaining an unhealthy amount of weight at an early age without you even noticing. Or worse, diabetes. Number 6. Processed meats. As adults, we're allowed certain calculated risks, but the same can't be said for growing children. That's right, I'm talking about your favorite processed breakfast meats. And no, there are no exceptions. Bacon, luncheon meat, sausages, and every other processed meat on your plate during breakfast is harmful to you at any point of your life, but especially for growing children. Processed meats are as dangerous as they are accessible. A few pieces of bacon or a few ground-up sausages has enough salt to increase your risks of high blood sugar. Add the fact that processed meats are known carcinogens in the food world, and you'd be foolish to serve this to your children willingly. But we can't really deny that these processed meats are mouth-watering levels of good, which is why it's important to reach for alternatives, be it store-bought turkey bacon or substituting frozen sausage with ground pork and a few spices. Number 7. Pastries. Donuts, bagels, danishes, and scones. These are only a few examples of breakfast pastries that occupy our tables most days. They're sweet, filling, and easy to eat, but what exactly makes them so dangerous? The answer is simple. There is an excessive amount of everything dangerous in each pastry. Each pastry is densely filled with processed salt, fats, and tons of sugar. This cocktail of unhealthy nutrients will not only cause your blood sugar to spike through the roof, but it'll also increase your blood pressure in the long run. Coupling this with the lack of fiber and protein to keep your child full, you may unknowingly be starting a vicious cycle of overeating for your child that will definitely lead to adverse health effects such as obesity. Number 8. Pancakes and waffles. When you think of breakfast, you think of pancakes and waffles. These flat and griddled heaps of dough are convenient and delicious, but not in any way close to being healthy. This is because pancakes and waffle mixes are often made with refined white flour, an ingredient notorious for its lack of nutrients and adverse health effects, such as type 2 diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and even depression. And as if pancakes and waffles weren't enough of a health hazard, toppings such as maple syrup, jam, whipped cream, and butter skyrocket the health risks through the roof. All of which can be translated to ridiculous amounts of fat and sugar that increase the risk of obesity and high blood pressure even further. Maybe that's why The Rock only has pancakes and waffles on cheat days. Number 9. Instant oatmeal. Now that we've gone on and on about the importance of fiber in your diet to help keep you full for longer, we come to what may be considered one of the healthiest breakfast items: oatmeal. Oatmeal is high in fiber and carbs, meaning you'll be full and energized for a large portion of your day. But one thing that parents and consumers alike should know is that instant oatmeal is vastly different from steel-cut oats. Instant oatmeal may disguise itself as the closest thing to actual oatmeal, but in reality it is far from it. All the sugar added to instant oatmeal to make it easy to consume makes it a trap for many parents trying to turn their children into healthy eaters. Feeding your children with sugary instant oatmeal can increase your child's risk of obesity and diabetes without you even knowing about it. Number 10. Sandwich spreads. There is no witchcraft more potent than a sandwich. Kids love it, adults love it, we love it. But it's important to note that sandwiches are only as healthy as their fillings. Every parent in a rush can just as easily grab 2 slices of bread and spread the sandwich filling of choice. PB&J, cheese, and even chocolate hazelnut spreads are the common spreads of choice, and for good reason. Most sandwich spreads are excessively sweet and packed with artificial sweeteners that pack enough sugar to increase the risk of diabetes, obesity, and heart problems for your children. So the next time you go out shopping for sandwich spreads, Maybe cooking up a wholesome grilled chicken sandwich might be better. Alright, we know. Breakfast is such an easy thing to do. Just feed your kids something delicious that you know they'll love and make up for it come lunchtime. But putting in that extra effort to make breakfast more nutritious is gonna do wonders for your growing child. They may not always love the taste, but they'll be thanking you when their annual checkup comes around. So, what's your favorite breakfast food? Anything special to spice it up? Tell us in the comments below.